So we've just come back from another salvage hunt at the local tip or rubbish dump, done some dumpster diving. I would say overall this is one of my best times hauling there. I've found much better things, although there's a couple of really super things I got this time I'm so pleased with, but overall everything is pretty much very useful. So as you can see, I got another crate. I always pick these up when there's nothing wrong with them, because these are good for when I have little pots of plants, and it keeps all the same type together when I'm growing seeds. So instead of labelling each pot, I can just label a crate and move them around when I need to put them outside. I got tons of flower pots, all different sizes, from quite big ones to starter size, and they are pretty much new, and I always find them there. It's often people buy plants in the garden centres and then obviously transplant into their garden and throw the pots away. I picked this up. Now I think this is a lid for a tote or container, and it folds in half for storage. Now this I thought would be good, although I could use it this way up to grow plants in for watering. I'm going to actually use this to cover over brand new pots of seeds as a germinator. If you cover new pots and new seeds with plastic of any kind, then they germinate much quicker. You can also see I found a whole load of these. They're only dirty now from the car. They are actually quite clean, and they are, well, you can see they're like rubber mats, like Keep Fit mats, but the small size. They're for children to play, and there's a massive stack of them, and I wondered if I could make a big enough area, then of course I can use it for my physio. So I thought that might work. I do have big ones of these that I do use, but in time they start to crumble away, so I'm going to use those for that. I'll show it to you when I've got them all fixed together so we can see what size they're actually made. Just untied them all. They're in twos, which is handy, so I'm just going to lay them out and give you my way of measuring how big they are. So first of all, these are the ones I have. There are 6 of them, and as I say, they're starting to not break up, but when you lay on them, you get all green little bits on them. So what I've been doing is putting an old bed sheet over them when I use them, and that's good as well because you can wash them. So my ones are approximately 2, 3, 4 of my little feet, and I only have small feet, so 4 by about the same. That's square, yes, 4 by 4 of my feet, and I've got 6 of them. These new ones, the little ones, are not much bigger than 1 foot by 1 foot. Now before I put them all together, I should have counted them, because you can see I've got one odd one. Could be they've had more and they've broken. I doubt it. I think I need to do my maths and work out how I can make a square. So what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 by 5 plus 1 more. So you can work that out roughly. So if it's approximately 1 foot each one, it's 5 by 5 and then one extra. How should I have arranged that? Why is there 1 extra? I can't see. Because I want a square anyway, so let's have a spare. So let's put the green one over the top. Yes, as you can see, that's much bigger. The only difference is because these small ones are really children's play mats or to put a toddler on, just to keep them off the ground. They are thinner. They are much thinner. These are proper mats for gymnastics and whatever else. But these ones are obviously much thinner. So yeah, if we look at the comparison, you can already see These are very thin, so they're only good really for standing on, not for doing full exercise on or sit-ups, or not that I do sit-ups, but any of those sort of things are too thin for that. But as Mike said, you can just put them out on the patio and do yoga or those kind of things on there just to keep off the ground. So that's those set out. What do you think? I think that was quite good. And as I say, I can't work out how I should have laid them out to make a square, but they're definitely very pretty. So at the moment, I'll just leave those there on the floor of my studio. I'm sure as well, these could be something guests could have. They could have their nice small tidy pile in their accommodation. And if they want to go outside and do yoga, they don't have to take a towel or something like that out. And of course, the string that I cut off them, I can use in the garden. I also got yet another bucket. I got one before, I think it was a red one, I can't remember before I got one. And often here we have people that rent out properties and then they decide to either go and live in them themselves for their retirement and clear everything out and start again, or they're not renting anymore and they're selling, so they just clear everything out. As you can see, it's pretty good condition, nothing wrong with it, and you can use it as a mop bucket or just a general bucket. So I was pleased with that, very useful. Some other useful items I found was this scoop, which would be good for gardening perhaps. Always good to have scoops, sift things out. I got this filter, sieve, funnel. I got this, I said to Mike, are you interested in that? He said, yes, I've always got a use for that, maybe for car or something like that. Same with this, again, it could be a plant pot or just a prettier pot. Sometimes I put basil or something like that on the table to keep bugs away, and it's nice to put a flower pot in a better looking pot for something like that. I got a dustpan and brush. Nothing wrong with these at all. They have obviously been used, and I use these in the winter for my fireplace. I have a log burning fireplace, and like a real open fire one, and this helps clean the ash. It does have a drop to it to get the ash at the bottom in a tray, but I like to clean the top out, so that would be mine for the fire, so I wasn't bothered of condition. Now my particular good finds is this stool. Again, nothing wrong with it, it's just old, and I use these for gardening if I'm weeding, to sit on for gardening. And my last one, the legs have just buckled, so you can even make a little cushion to go on the top for comfort. So I was really pleased with that. And then what I considered my best find until I found something else was this. This is personal best find. Do tell me what you guys like the best. I think actually this goes on top of the stool. I think it, no it doesn't. I'm not sure. I think it could go on top of the stool. But anyway, for me, I do crafts, and look, I'm going to clean it all out. Obviously, you've got two side bits, I think. I never open these things and check nothing's in them before I come away. This has got 3 small compartments, and then clips. I think it did clip onto something else. I don't think it's this stool, but I'm really pleased with this. You can always use containers. I love storage and containers. Yeah, I'm not sure what these side bits are. I think it clipped onto another store or something. But then I saw something lurking under all this newer looking stuff in a skip. And I said to Mike, can you reach it? They're really high up, and we're on a higher level to get into the skips. So you have to sort of lean over the open skip. They don't have lids on. and if I see something a bit further in near the top, I can't reach without falling in. So I said to Mike, I've seen something plastic. Oh, it's a container. Can you reach and get it? And he did. And I'm thrilled with this. Let me put it on the table so I can show you better. So yes, it's obviously being used for craft, painting. This is paint. And this can be cleaned up. Look, you could use it for sewing, or for me it's going to be crafts. It's one of these tiered ones. As you open it up, no, nothing wrong with it, just the paint on it. So that for me was my best find. And I know I've had comments saying about, oh, you get old trash and you bring it to your house. Well, first of all, I'm saving it from landfill, so that's got to be a good thing. And secondly, some of you might say, oh, that would only cost you $5 or $10. Well, I don't have $5 or $10 to buy things like this for myself for fun. So obviously, if you are a consumer and you want to pay for all these things to go in shops and order them online and all the shipping that's involved, then go ahead. That's your choice of life. But for me, as one of my friends put, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And if it wasn't for people like me, then the environment would be a worse place than it is today. What do you think was my best find of the day? For you, if you could have one of these items, which one thing would you have taken? And do let me know in your comments what you enjoyed seeing that I collected. I will link below other videos of salvage that I've got free from the local dump, so do take a look at those as well. And if you think I do right by collecting this trash, then please give me a thumbs up, and thank you for watching. Until next time, Meraki.